Hey everybody, it's Ziz here, and I want to share with you my double burst blade spec that I was using on my Nightblade. Now this is low level, you can start it right away just at level 15, and you can use it all the way up to end game. There's just a couple of skills that you can switch out, so it gives you freedom to have a little flexibility, but there's a few skills you're really going to want to make this spec work. Okay, first you're going to start with the bow. You can start in stealth and use a heavy attack, so that's going to automatically critical hit. As soon as you do that, then use poison arrow. Now poison arrow is instant attack, and it's going to do damage up front. It's also going to do damage over time, so it's going to help you the whole time you're fighting. As soon as you do that, then switch to a two-handed weapon and use critical charge. It's going to get you to your target really quick. You're automatically going to critical hit, so you're going to do big damage on that. After you do that, use shadow cloak. This is going to make you invisible. So even though you're in combat, you can still use that and go invisible. That's one of the perks of being a Nightblade. Now the morph for that is going to make it so your next attack automatically critically hits. So you charge in, and as soon as you charge, you go invisible, and then the next attack you're going to use is Veiled Strike. Now Veiled Strike is going to hit for big damage because it's going to critically hit. It's also going to stun your target for about 4 seconds, which is really helpful. Then you have the opportunity to use heavy attacks or any other attacks you want, and then when you get low on life, you can finish them off with like Reverse Slash or Assassin's Blade from the Nightblade. So that's the way it's going to work. Now this first target here, you can see me, I've got them squared up in my sights with the bow, and as soon as they get in range here, I've got a heavy attack charged up, ready to go. So here I shoot the heavy attack, I use poison arrow, I hit them with another light attack because they're pretty far away from me, and then I throw Strife on. Now you don't have to use Strife, but it was a ranged ability. Then I switch to two-handed weapon, and right here I'm getting ready to charge into them. Now you can see already they're about half life. Now right here, let me pause it. This is the animation for another Nightblade. So I'm fighting another Nightblade here, and they're getting ready to teleport strike to hit me. But as soon as I did my critical charge, I went invisible. I used Shadow Cloak. And because I went invisible here, watch, her animation stops. She doesn't hit me, she doesn't do anything. And I'm circling her. Now right here, I got her in my sights. I'm still invisible because it lasts about 2 or 3 seconds. And then I'm able to use Veiled Strike. Veiled Strike, you see her character kneels down on the ground. She's stunned. She's at real low life. She's less than 25% life. So I'm able to use Assassin's Blade here, and I finish her off. So real quick like that, real easy, super fast. She never able to get a single hit off on me. Now this is another person here, same thing. Open with the bow, poison arrow, charge in, go invisible, use Veil Attack. Now here, they're not low enough life for me yet to finish them off. So while they're stunned, I have time to use any other abilities I want. So I'm using a heavy attack, which usually has a charge up and someone can block it, but because they're stunned, they can't do anything. So I hit them with a heavy attack, now they're low life, and I hit them with 2 Assassin's Blades, and they're dead before anything can happen. Now this was in my video, you guys probably saw, and this is I end up fighting 3 people in a row here, which works really well on a Nightblade because they have great sustain. They have abilities that you can steal life using Strife. Also their Assassin's Blade, one of the morphs, heals you when you use it, so that gives you the ability to sustain through a long fight and multiple opponents when you're finishing them off and regenerating your life. And I heal myself for a whole bunch in this video. So you see I start with the same thing here, bow attack, poison arrow, I charge him trying to kill him really quick. Now I don't know if you guys noticed, but that other person was healing them, so I had to kill them super fast. So I charged in, and I finished them off, so now it's a 1v1, and I charge over to this person. Now pretty standard stuff here. I'm just trying to attack them, they're trying to get away from me. I'm using heavy attacks. If you look at my resource bar, my magic and stamina, I'm down below half, so I know I need to conserve a little bit. We're still in the middle of the fight, I can't finish them off yet. So I'm still using just heavy attacks, light attacks, trying to strafe to the side of them, because even though the hitbox in ESO is pretty big, you still have to be aimed at your target. So if I can get to the side of them, that can sometimes interrupt what they're doing. So I'm trying to get behind them, they dodge out of the way. They have a resto staff on, so they're not going to hit me for very much. Now I go invisible here, and I'll tell you why. With Shadow Cloak, like I said earlier, it makes your next attack critically hit. So I had a good bit of magicka, so I go invisible, they can't hit me at all, and then I'm charging up a heavy attack here, which is going to hit them really hard. So that's going to crit. I killed the previous person, so I had my ultimate up, which is going to do big damage and lower the healing they receive. And then I'm just continuing to attack here, and then they get low life, and I'm able to finish them off, which again heals me. That healed me for 320 hit points for my Killer's Blade. So then here's a third person coming in. I get to charge into them because I wasn't using up all my stamina, because I was using my light and heavy attacks from the previous fight. So I charge into them. All these other people come in, so I'm just using everything I have, any magic, any stamina, trying to kill them as fast as I can, because I know all those people are going to kill me. So it gets super close, and luckily I finished them off just before everybody else kills me. Now this right here is a really good fight. I want to back it up to the first frame. So here's the very first frame of that fight. If you guys see, I just went into stealth. My reticle is just starting to close. I just went in stealth, and previous to this, I can't show you, I don't have the footage, but just previous to this, I just fought some people. I was kind of hiding behind some rocks. I was waiting, because you have to wait 30 seconds to be able to go stealth after you kill someone. And so I was waiting so I could go back invisible. Somebody must have seen me because they came up to me. So right as I start to go stealth, as you watch, if we go forward frame by frame, boom, now their UI pops up, and then see my health, it drops. I went from 1800, boom, and it drops down to 1300. So they hit me for 500 damage here. And if you can see here, that's a guy with a bow, alright? So he hits me with a bow, and I know I'm in trouble right away because I'm already down to like 2/3 life. He got the jump on me, so I dodge out, which was really helpful. I dodge out. He misses his poison arrow on me because I dodged out of it, so he doesn't hit me with that. Now right here, luckily I had enough magicka. I was able to go invisible using Shadow Cloak. I'm getting ready to stun him. Now right before I stun him, boom, I'm fighting another Nightblade. He goes invisible, right? So now I just went invisible and he went invisible. And since I went invisible first, that means I'm going to pop out first, right? So I'm looking for him and waiting for him to pop out. I pop out here. I think he's to the right of me. He's not. He's right behind me. So as soon as I see him pop out of stealth, I go stealth again as well, which worked out really well because if you see, he was charging up a bow attack. I mean, I was like a fraction of a second from taking another 500 damage from his heavy bow attack, but I went invisible, so he missed me. Now, he went invisible again, right? Now, as soon as he goes invisible, I use invisible again on myself because I don't want to pop out, because if I pop out even for a second, he could shoot me. So I use Shadow Cloak again. I'm invisible for a third time now, and I used it right after he used his, so I know mine is going to last just a little bit longer than his. So I'm looking for him. I'm swinging away in case he pops out. I see him pop on the edge of my screen. Now this was really smart of him. If you guys look, he was in stealth, and with a bow, this is really interesting, you can only do this with a bow. You can hold a heavy attack. All the other weapons, when you hold your mouse button down, as soon as it's ready, you like swing your weapon. But with a bow, you can like charge it up and then you can just hold it. So he charged up his heavy attack while he was invisible, and then he was just waiting for me. He was just waiting for me to pop out, and as soon as I popped out, he shot me with it. So you can see my health drop again. I go all the way down to 832 life, and he's still at 1989, right? So I'm like more than half of his life because I wasn't able to stun him or anything before I got to him. Now this works out really well. I finally get up to him and I use Incapacitating Strike. Now that's a morph of my ultimate. What it does is when my target is higher life than me, it stuns them, right? So I use a light attack, I use Incapacitating Strike, so now he's stunned for a few seconds. Alright, then because he's stunned, again I charge up a heavy attack because I'm low on my resources. I don't have much magicka or stamina, but because he's stunned, I have plenty of time to charge up a heavy attack. So I hit him with a heavy attack here, and now I'm just trying to strafe to the side of him. I hit him with Strife, that does damage and it's going to heal me over time, and then I'm just trying to strafe to the side because again I'm trying to make sure if I can stay out of his target, then he's not going to hit me. So I'm doing a really good job of strafing here. He loses me, he runs around. Now right there, let me back it up a little bit. Watch my target. See that red dagger? It might be hard to see. He's using Killer's Blade on me, Assassin's Blade, which is a finisher. So if I was at 25% health or lower, it would have killed me, but I wasn't at 25% yet, so it didn't do a big damage bonus. He only did a little bit of damage. So I'm still fighting him. I'm fighting him here, and finally I hit him a couple of times. He gets to low life, and once he gets to low life, then I use my Assassin's Blade, and it kills him. And so I finally end up the fight at 660 life after my heals and everything. So that was a really good fight between two Nightblades back and forth. This fight here is against Dragon Knight. Now we had just fought before this clip. Before this clip, we both fought. I killed him and I stayed in the same area. He resurrected and he ran right back to where I was because he wanted to fight again. So I'm in stealth. I'm waiting for him. I get the shot from a bow first. I put Strife on. Now right here, if you guys can see, I switched to two-hand weapon, but I didn't charge in. I'm blocking. The reason why was on the previous fight, I had charged in, and he was blocking. So because he was blocking, I didn't do hardly any damage to him. And in the previous fight, he's using one-handed shield, so he can charge at me and knock me down. So we're both expecting the other person to charge at each other, and so instead of either of us charging, we both are just blocking. And so we're both blocking here for a moment. You can see us both blocking. Finally, I get tired of waiting, so I charge in. He was still blocking, so my damage wasn't very much. So I attack him there, we're fighting back and forth. I go invisible. Now this is really great. If you're playing another class, if a Nightblade goes invisible on you, what you can do is you can still use a root on them. So since he's a Dragon Knight, he used Dark Talons, and that roots me in place. And then he knows right where I'm at, and I can't move to get him. So he roots me in place, he's still blocking, he's trying to heal himself, but luckily I have a lot of damage. I'm putting out more damage on him. He roots me again when I go invisible again, he runs in, he knocks me down, but he just doesn't have very much damage. I'm able to get him to low life, and then I'm able to finish him off right there. Now let me just back up a little bit. Right here before this, right before he dies, you see I don't have enough magicka for my Assassin's Blade to finish him off, but I do have a good bit of stamina. So what I do is I back up just a little bit. Right before you see that, I'm backing up. We'll go forward frame by frame. See, I back up. I'm using the back arrow. I'm backing up, and then as soon as I get enough distance, because critical charge has a minimum distance, as soon as I get enough distance, then I critical charge in, and I finish him off. Now, this is an interesting fight here. I only see one person. So again, I'm getting ready to do my normal attack. I use the bow, I charge in. Now, hold on. If we look back here, there's one person, two people, three people in the top left, four people. So I know I'm in trouble. So I go stealth, and I'm trying to kill this person as fast as I can because I figure I'm going to die. I need to at least get one kill out of this. So my normal rotation, I go invisible. I use a heavy attack, use my ultimate. Now, right here, right when I finish them off, you see below me there are like the spikes, right? The crystal shards. That is the sorcerer's immobilize. So when you're immobilized, that you can dodge out of it. So right here, I dodge out of it, but right when that happens, the Nightblade teleports on me. So now I know I'm in trouble. All these people are after me, so I have enough magicka where I can go invisible. So I go invisible, I use it again, I'm trying to get away, and they don't know where I'm at. I'm invisible, they're just standing there, they don't know what they're doing. And luckily, if you saw in the distance here, I have friends on the horizon, so I'm not too worried. So I go back to my bow, I start shooting them, and I'm backing up towards my allies. I'm just trying to keep distance so I don't get hit too much. We go back, we attack the other people. They're just wrecking face. I'm just along for the ride. And I remember there's a sorcerer somewhere. Remember, I got rooted, so I'm looking for that sorcerer, and there they are. They pop out. I charge into them, do an ultimate, do a bunch of damage, and we kill them, so that works really well. Now, this is the last clip I want to show you, and it's one thing I didn't do very well. My infamous bridge jumping scene. So I just killed that person. You can see at my feet. I just killed them, and I see in the distance there's three people. You got to make super fast decisions. So I know I just killed that person. I'm low on magicka. I'm low on stamina. I can't stay and fight. We're gonna die. So immediately I say, let's jump off the bridge. Now, right here, you should see where I'm at. Try to gauge. You can see the breaks in the wall. I'm like 1, 2. I'm like 3 breaks in from the edge. I should have been more to 4 or 4.5 breaks from the edge. I'm too far to the side. So I jump on the edge, and you see right there, now I'm like all the way over to like the second break. I should be at like 3.5 or 4, farther to the center. But it's too late now. I'm already jumping. The funny thing is I actually didn't die on this. I should have died. I didn't because I hit the edge of the riverbank and I like slid into the water because there's a funky little geography thing with the way the game works. But long story short, make sure you're far enough in the middle of the bridge, but it's really tricky because if you're too far in the middle of the bridge, what will happen is when you get in the water, there's slaughterfish that will kill you. So you got to be right on the edge where you hit the water so you don't take fall damage, but then you can jump out right away without the slaughterfish killing you. Luckily, I actually didn't die. I wish I had the footage I could show you guys. I didn't die because I slid in, I jumped out, and I actually lived on this fight, so it actually worked out really well. But there you have it. There's my double burst blade, Nightblade build. You can do at low levels. I hope this helped you out, and thanks for watching. I'll see you out there.